Hello there, I'm so glad to welcome you to today's edition of Events in Style. On today's show, we're going to be having all sorts of beautiful and wonderful events and features just to make your day splendid. I am Matthias Ioha, and with me, as usual, is the beautiful and colorful Fumilayo Okerafo. Fumilayo, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm very fine myself. You look like a star today. You're shining like a star.
Thank you very much. You look good too.
Thank you very much.
It's a great joy deep inside having you on today's edition of your educative, informative, and enlightening TV diary program, Events and Style. How are you doing, and how have you been keeping safe all the while? Oh, today's edition is going to make you go wow. I am Fumilayo Okorafo.
And Events and Style is brought to you from the stables of NTA Benin
in collaboration with Jeff Studio.
Events and Style.
We'll be right back.
Have you any event, weddings, birthdays, parties, burial, coronations, inaugurations, cocktails, convocations, dedications, religious or corporate events, and you want to showcase in a grand style with interviews, documentaries, highlight in glamour, Events and Style? An NTA Benin Diary program is the right platform for a wider audience. Showing on NTA Benin and also on NTA Benin YouTube channel for viewers home and abroad to enjoy any day, anytime. Wow! Contact us today at NTA Benin Marketing Department, TV Road, Benin City, or call the number on the screen. Just let us know ahead of your program. Events and Star crew will be there no matter the distance. Events and Star, highly affordable with unlimited values.
NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Thanks for staying. You are watching
Events and Style.
So tell us, Matthias, what do we have on timeline for today?
Yes, on our timeline today, we're going to be keeping our gaze and our focus on event makers and the challenges and opportunities they stand to face in a time such as this while we combat coronavirus. Do check it out.
Though the economy is gradually opening and hopefully social life is on the verge of bouncing back, still on the review of the challenges and experience event makers face due to the coronavirus pandemic. Today, we will be looking at other important event vendors. Photographers, they make events memorable. Even when the people in the picture are gone, their event memories live with us forever. Caterers, they provide food popularly known as Item 7 in an event. Remember the slangs RSVP, rice, stew, very plenty. Therefore, to a great extent, events is incomplete without catering services. Event planners. These service providers coordinate events. Most times, they are the pivot of other event vendors. Apart from planning events, they also ensure that the event is achieved according to the blueprint. Now, what are the roles of these vendors in an event and other services they provide? How was business before and now that there is COVID-19 pandemic?
We're into renting of tents, marquees, canopies, and general event planning. We work with caterers, decorators, photographers, name it, all encompassing.
We're into catering services. We cater for events, marriages, seminars, burials, all sorts of occasions where you need entertainment, where you need refreshment, food.
We cover wedding, birthdays, burial, if it comes, but we don't really pray for it. And we cover all kind of events, seminars, church programs and all of that.
We are a catering outfit that caters for all cadres of society. We cater for all types of parties, big, small, large.
Ideally, the event planner is supposed to give you a budget. All you need to do, tell the event planner what you want and the number of guests you are looking at. The event planner can even also advise you that the number of guests you're talking about, are you sure you're going to be able to cope with this? And the event planner is supposed to draw out a budget from A to Z of your event and hand it over to you. And you sit down with the event planner and do your cross what you think is not necessary, reduce what you want to reduce, increase what you want to increase. All you want is you want a beautiful party. And if you want a good party, then you need an event planner.
What are the challenges COVID-19 has caused to event vendors?
Actually, before the inception of COVID-19, business has been thriving. It's been okay. We've been doing well. And business has been lucrative. But since COVID-19 came, we've not had it this way before. Business has been done. Even for catering particularly, it has been done. All catering services are shut down, no parties anywhere because of the lockdown that is on.
Before COVID-19, business was booming. We had quite a lot of events. Every weekend, go to the streets of Benin. There's one party going on or the other. The event centers are booked. The halls are all booked. Canopies everywhere. Sometimes you have 2-3 events that you have to cope with before COVID-19. But COVID-19 came in all of a sudden. And it has really hit us hard. Because it was unexpected. Nobody really saw it coming. We thought initially it was a China thing. We never knew it was going to come in so suddenly. And we were really hit.
Before COVID-19, we were inundated. We were very, very busy. We had events back to back. The entertainment scene in Edo State has picked up pace, and we're doing events. People are getting married on a Monday, Tuesday. So we had events basically almost every day of the week. So we're really, really busy. And when the government put a halt to activities, everything just came crashing down.
Many vendors were really shut down, like the DJs, MC, event planner, house owners. We normally cover more than like 3 weddings every Saturday, at least minimum of 2, even if we don't have a wedding. But since this COVID-19 came in, we have not really covered any event. We have been at home.
What were you doing to survive, mostly when the lockdown was at its peak?
We had to come to terms with the fact that this is it. We need to sit at home, no going out, and our phones, laptops, iPads became our best friends. And it was time for us to get used to staying at home, and it gave us opportunity to stay with our families and also spend time with your family and spend time with God. So it was a terrible time though, and it also gave us opportunity to explore. In fact, that was when I heard about Zoom. I could now do Zoom meetings, learning, and we now had a lot of platforms, women coming together, event people coming together, trainings, and it was also an opportunity for us to think about what next.
During the shutdown, actually what we did, we had to go into some research. We started developing some recipes, preparing for the future. That when we come back into business, we had to create some new recipes, come up with some new dishes that will keep our business up flying.
What I'm actually doing is that I'm taking time to know create more things, to do new things, to try and renovate my thinking, especially because when you have rush, you have this going there, you have to go here and go there. You don't really have time to think.
I started doing exercise. I exercise every day now, thank God. I never had time to do that before, So, and I think the greatest gift I got from this period is the quality time I've had to spend with my family. I'm a very busy woman, and always dashing in and out. Now my children can say, "Mommy, I want to eat this," and it's joy. I'm happy to be able to cook for them, do what they want.
Did you make any refund to any customer due to cancellation or postponement of events?
I had bookings till like November, December, and COVID-19 came in towards the end of March. First week in April, I had like 2-3 events. And some clients came up asking for their money. It's not their fault, neither is it my fault. And some are still waiting for maybe to reschedule if everything comes back to normal, or we'll face post-COVID-19, whichever way we'll find a way out of it. But yes, we had some clients coming in to ask for their money, but it was something we were able to manage, because it's not their fault, it's not our fault. Some had to do their weddings without having to do big things anymore, or burials, just do whatever you can, and that's it. And we're still managing to cope with the whole situation.
One, before the client, we as a company, we've already made purchases. We've already made arrangements for those events. All those things were all mismanaged. We didn't use them, and they are losses to the company. But for the client, most of them, some had to play along, they understood, but others were seeking for refund. Some said they needed their money, some said they want to do quiet wedding, they don't want to continue again. So we kept advising them, we kept talking. But actually, for those that could not bear with us, we made refunds to them.
Some of them canceled their weddings, and some of them said, okay, I know you cannot refund all, just give us 70% since you already make arrangement for my date, and my date was closer. And some of them that their date was like 2 months, 3 months. We don't have an excuse than to just say, okay, we refund. Some of them will refund 90%, some of them will refund 70%, while some were so patient.
We had a lot of bookings. The month of April is a very busy period in the entertainment calendar, because, it's Easter period, you have a lot of weddings and all that. And we were fully booked for April, May, a lot of burials and all that. And these are events that people had paid for, even though some may have not paid all in full, but we have taken deposits for many. And when the postponement came, there were some people, especially the ones that were doing burials, that said that their people had been in the morgue for a long time, and they don't know how long the wait will be, so they wanted to just do the burial. And then most of them, demanded a refund. As a business, we always have contracts that we sign.
Can you share the plight of your clients as a result of cancellation of events as a measure to curb the spread of COVID-19?
A lot of the brides psychologically were really dealt with, because they looked forward to a beautiful wedding with so many people gathered, and all of a sudden you are saying, you know what, they can't even hold their weddings. And it was not very easy. I remember speaking to one bride, and she was crying on the phone. I said to her, you have to take it easy. God knows why. God knows. She couldn't just come to terms with it. But it's something nobody had a choice about. And she was like, oh, she had planned it. She's been planning this wedding for months, for a long time. And I was like, you know what? There's nothing we can do. You can reschedule or just hold it. At that time, they were like, maybe you could do 20. When they came to 20, I said, can't you do 20? Oh, my family members alone. It really, really hit the bride.
I feel particularly touched and sorry for some of my brides who had been looking forward to getting married. They have planned. There were many of them were coming from overseas. They couldn't even come because no flights. I have some brides calling me and crying on the phone. Oh, 70th grade, what are we going to do? We don't know what's happening. And I said to them, you know what? You just stay glued to your television, listen to the news.
The grooms, well, I don't know, some, but to them, well, Now it's cheaper to get married, so maybe this will now make some of our men go now marry because it's no longer expensive. Before now, they were looking at how much it will cost to rent a hall, get it decorated, you know, and you know, with our brides, the fantasy world, we are just like, you know, I want to have a beautiful wedding.
What are the positive sides of COVID-19 pandemic?
The only thing we have learned or we say is the positive side of COVID-19, at least every individual now know you must have savings. You must not finish anything you have. Any money you have, keep something because you don't know of tomorrow. There might be any crisis, there might be any emergency.
Well, I think the biggest lesson COVID-19 has taught me is to be prudent. I have learned to be cautious with expenses. I have learned that, you know, sometimes you don't necessarily get what you want. Not because you don't want it, but because you have to prioritize your expenses. That's a very big lesson I've learned.
This COVID-19 have also done well for us as a company and as individual. We have tried our best to learn more things, more new things. And what I've really been doing actually was me and my wife and my children, as the president have directed that we should go to farming. My small empty land that is remaining in my apartment, we have been able to plant corn, yam. I have small garden in this period of COVID-19.
It was compulsory rest, compulsory holiday. Whether you like it or not, you needed to rest. It was a time for you to call yourself back. It was a time too for you to plan. Because you work, you make the money, you invest, you work, you make the money, you invest. No plan. And because we were not planning, that's why a lot of us were really hit. So it was time for us to like seek God's face, also draw closer to God, spend time talking to God. And it also taught us how to use our computers. A lot of us didn't know how much we could do with our telephones and our iPads until now. You know, and it was time too for us to think. It also, another good thing, it brought us as event people too all together. You know, we're able to call each other, oh, how is it, and encourage each other. So for me, I think something good also came out of it.
You were not aware when your naming ceremony or dedication was held. You won't also be aware when your funeral will be held. The only event you are sure of is the one that you are the host. Therefore, make good celebration and memories out of it.
Thanks for staying. You are watching Events and Style. So much to learn. See, I learned a whole lot from that feature right now. COVID-19 also has positive sides.
Yes, a lot of positive sides, a lot to know, and the world has been open to a lot of things in this period. I have learned to save more and spend less.
I know you love that.
All right, Fumilayo, what's our next feature for today?
Well, our very next feature for today. A whole lot of persons do not believe that COVID-19 is real. Some say it doesn't even exist. On today's edition of Events and Style, we present to you one of the survivors of COVID-19. I mean, the Chief Press Secretary to Edo State Governor. Do take a look.
Nigerians are referred to as the happiest people in the world. At naming ceremonies, weddings, housewarming and burial ceremonies, it is commonplace to see gaily dressed men, women and children in attendance with what is known in the local parlance as Asoebi. However, with the newly discovered coronavirus, which is also known as COVID-19, an infectious disease which affects the respiratory organs, occasions where Nigerians turn out in the latest in fashion and style has taken the backseat. It is now commonplace for events and indeed religious festivals to be devoid of pomp and pageantry. The best way to avoid the spread of COVID-19, according to the WHO, is to observe social distancing, washing of hands with soap and running water, use of face masks and hand sanitizers. A lot of myths are associated with COVID-19, amongst which is that the disease cannot be treated and the disease does not exist in Nigeria because many claim that nobody has come out to say that they have been infected with the virus. A survivor has this story to tell.
With all the stories, with all the pictures, somebody posted something on my wall. He said government wanted to use me. That was why I went to the hospital. You know, I just smiled. As at my age, at my level, government will use me. I just pray for the God that I should not experience what I was passing through. It just started as if it were fever. At night, I was shivering, at the same time hot. I went to the office that day, nothing happened to me, I was just okay. The next day, that was on Tuesday of 2-3 weeks ago, and I went to our clinic at the government house. I met the doctor, I complained that the way I felt the previous day. And I said that was high fever. They gave me 2 injections immediately. And then they gave me Amatem, the gel, and gave me some other tablet that I should be on it, I should rest. I came home, I didn't go to anywhere that Tuesday. On Wednesday, the WHO lady called me that he heard I was not feeling too well. I said yes. He said, can I possibly come so that they can take my samples? I said okay. On Wednesday, I now went for my sample, took the sample. I think it was, unfortunately, the test took longer time than usual. Took the sample on Wednesday, the result did not come out until Tuesday, the following Tuesday, 26th of May. She put a call across to me, Faith Eri, and said I was positive. When I heard it, you need to be courageous, because the initial thing is that you are heartbroken. Oh, I'm positive to this virus. You need to be strong. You need to gather yourself. You need to be man. If not, you can just break down. And you know what? When you break down, nothing will work. No matter how the drug they administer on you, it will not work. So I just told my wife that the test result, they just called me. They said I was positive. The woman, naturally, she also broke down and she felt so bad. I said, nothing to worry about. I'm a living testimony. I saw the 2 worlds, both the COVID-19 world and the healthy world. I've seen the 2. So I'm in a better position to tell anybody that COVID-19 is real. And the treatment is not just malaria drug like the person said, other people said. No, it's not as simple as that.
It is hoped that the story of Mr. Musa Ebohiana will help to demystify the common myths about COVID.
This is
Events and Style.
Wow, so much to take in from that particular feature, and it was so intense, so intense. All right, Events and Style comes to you from the stables of NTA Benin every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
with a repeat broadcast every Wednesday by 2:30 p.m. and on Friday by 11 p.m. You can also join us simultaneously via the StarTime decoder or view via NTA Benin YouTube channel. Okay, we have come to the end of today's edition of Events and Style. To be part of Events and Style, to tell the world where and how you had that beautiful and glamorous event of yours, simply come to the marketing department of the Nigerian Television Authority, Benin Zonal Network Center along TV Road, and make your bookings.
Or Call the number showing on your screen right now, and with a very small amount of money, yes, a very, very small amount of money, the Events and Style crew is sure to be at that event of yours, and we will showcase it in the grandest of styles. Funmilayo, any last words for us today?
Oh yes, safety is not expensive. It is priceless. Always learn to stay safe. I am Funmilayo Okorafor.
Yes, safety is priceless. Stay safe. I am Matthias Iyoha, and together we say,
stay safe.